Yo, what is up gamers, it's Sebastian coming to a brand new video. Now the Runick deck just came out in Master Duel. Boom! Fine FUD. And this deck is really toxic, but actually really fun to play. And you know, there's less toxic ways to build this. I'll have some more deck profiles later on this week. But you know, if you don't wanna be an mean person. I'm not gonna swear because I don't want to be demonetized. But if you don't want to be a mean person, then don't worry. I have some builds for you later on this week. And if you're looking for just a basic analysis of the deck, like a breakdown of every card, etc., check out my other video on the channel. It's What is Runick, I believe is the name of the video. Literally uploaded the day this video came out, so it should be easy to find. But anyways, let's get into the card by card. We play 3 Runick, 3 Tip, 3 Fashion Fire, 3 Destruction, 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Slumber, 1 Smiting Storm, 1 Droplet, and 1 Dispeller. And those are the main deck Runicks we play. If you have Terraforming and can't get more Fountains, you can just play 2 Fountain, 1 Terror. Same with Metaphors. You can very easily get away with 2 Fountain, that you don't even need a Terraforming. Like, you could just like cut this entirely, play something else in its place. The tip is pretty important. These are SRs, so they should be easy enough to get to, and then these are rares. But tip should be your number 1 priority. I played a few games on DC Cup. I only had 2 Fountain, because I focused on getting tip first. I only had 1 Hugin and 1 Meaning when I was playing the DC Cup, and I still won most of my games. I only lost 1 game because I didn't have a second Meaning. But like your focus anyway should just be tip, and then you can focus next on. I think like you want 3 tip, 2 Fountain. That's like the base, and then you like focus on the extra deck, and then you can get your 3rd Fountain. I think that's how you should order getting the cards. But anyways, let's get into next. Color Demise, Pot of Duality. These cards are very sick. It also makes your extra deck not as important, which is very nice, because these are SRs and these are URs. But Color Demise, basically you draw until you have 3 cards in hand, and you discard your entire hand in the end phase. And Pot of Duality, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and then take 1. Both of these stop you from special summoning, but we play 11 floodgates. Let's get into it. We have Mystic Mine at home, Messenger of Peace. We have 2 Rivalry, 2 Skill Drain, 2 Ghosting, and 3 Growth of the Super Ancient Organism. Basically, there should be 11 floodgates overall. This deck probably needs. I mean, this deck can play floodgates quite nicely. You can play like a more resource-focused build, which I'll show later on this week, where you can play like Curry Bandit and etc. And you don't need floodgates to win with that. But if you want to just be as toxic as possible, you can play 11 floodgates. You have Color Demise Duality. This is pretty similar to OGG builds. They didn't play this card, but deck only 1 is a UR, and as you can tell, that is a bit of a problem. But these should be deck only 1 if you don't have them. This is really nice into Sorcerer and Despia, because as you can read, level 6 or higher special summon monsters cannot attack or activate their effects. It's Mystic Mine at home, and Mystic Mine at home, because there's no Mystic Mine legal in Master Duel. And then for the last card, we have a Mana Ivato. So I play a Mana because we're playing this, so we can't special summon, which makes Majesty's Fiend worse, because Majesty's Fiend is what you would play if you didn't play Demise or Duality. Or you could play Cyber Valley. Cyber Valley is like draw 2 in the end phase or something like that. Is it? I don't know. Cyber Valley does something. Oh no, Cyber Valley is you banish itself and another monster to draw 2. So you banish like Cyber Valley, Hugin, draw 2. But you can't play that with these, obviously, because you can't special summon. So I play a Mano. Other options you could play is like Majesty's Fiend if you don't play these. Majesty's Fiend, basically neither player can activate monsters' effects. It's a level 6 monster, or level 5, 2/4 attack, which is actually quite nice, because you have some games where your opponent just stops playing, so you can't banish their deck as much. And so just having like a big beat stick that forces your opponent to commit cards to the board is really nice. But for this, I play Mana. I don't play Inspector Border because this is better at going second. If I go second into like Despia, for example, or Sorcerer, I can just normal summon Ivato, and then boom, flash and fire, freezing curse, etc. break the whole board, and they can't activate any monster effects because of a mana. So so it is pretty nice. There's like the Desperate Builder does like Edo stuff. You shouldn't care because you don't actually need to summon a monster to win with this deck, to be honest. And obviously the strategy is to deck out your opponent. That's relatively easy. And then for that, we have 3 Hugin, 3 Moonin, 3 Gary. Gary's SR, I mean, you just need 1 Hugin, 1 Moonin if you're looking for URs to cut. Right, so you could cut like 2 Moonin, 2 Hugin if you really are desperate. And that's what I've played a few games with, and it wasn't that bad. And then 3 Gary. Gary's like neat. It came up a few times. And then we have Gravity Controller. Basically, you just summon a fusion, turn it into gravity, and then stall out the opponent because they can't attack over it. This is Mystic Mine at home 3. And then we have Lingeribo for Ibli, which isn't actually that relevant, but I couldn't think of another extra deck card to play. They have Liner and Dark, so you can go like Hugin, Moonin, or Gary plus a Mano into Liner or Dark, and then you can go like Unicorn. Just to deal with cards, and then have like access code because what if next turn Unicorn stays on the field and I can summon this? I mean, this should be like Nightmare Phoenix maybe or something else. Or Barricade Boy. Actually, you could play Barricade Boy. But anyways, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. There's going to be a gameplay video released probably tomorrow, and then I'll do like a deck list with Kirby Bandit, which doesn't play any floodgates, or I'm pretty sure. I haven't built it yet, but it shouldn't play any floodgates. And so it's going to be epic, going to be sick. I can't wait to see you gamers later, and goodbye.